All right, we have just had the smallest decrease in jobs in this country since last September.
Wow.
So before the crisis, 345,000. That's really just the difference between jobs added and subtracted. We should always emphasize there are jobs added and created every month. It's just not as many as lost in this economy. 345,000. Now, the expectation was for a drop of 520,000.
Wow.
So obviously, way, way better than expected. We always look at the month before because they revise it to see on balance if it really is better than expected. And it is. In April, we had a revision to only 504,000 net jobs lost compared to the earlier report of 539. So across the board on the payroll survey, which is based on a survey of employers themselves, way, way better than expected. And you saw the market quintuple its expected gains right off the gate. Oil prices surged because people are betting on the economic recovery. And in the bond market, wow, that's really where you saw it. You saw interest rates go way up. Now, that obviously could choke off the recovery. By the way, this week, mortgage rates, we have seen them go up and up and up, which is obviously could potentially be something troubling. But there is one thing I want to make sure I emphasize, and that is every month when the jobs number comes out, there are two parts of it. One is the payroll survey that I was just saying. That's what moves markets. That's what the markets watches. But that's based on the survey of employers. There is another survey that comes out simultaneously what we get the unemployment rate from, and that is the survey of individuals in their homes. That came in at 9.4%. That is very, very high. It is higher than had been expected. So what you're seeing is the highest since 1983. I know, I'm sorry, Pete, but I do just want to say, guys, what that means is that individuals across the country are telling a very different story than employers. So you got to decide which one's more right this time. Back to you.
Quickly, Aaron, how do we jive those two things? Which one do you put more credence into?
You know, Mark Haynes and I were just talking about that, and we were saying in this case, probably we would go with the household survey, the 9.4%, which is more grim. And the reason for that is pretty simple. They seasonally adjust the payroll survey, which means the government comes in and makes its own mathematical adjustments to try to determine per the time of year. So sometimes it can be very distorted.
Wow. Okay. Interesting numbers. Aaron Burnett, thanks so much. Have a great weekend.
You too, guys.